So, welcome to the class of project management. Today, please keep yourself muted. Today, we are going to understand the topic of generation and screening of project ideas. So, how these ideas come into it? It is said that a project idea begins when someone with specialized knowledge, it can be marketing specialization, it can be on technical specialized knowledge. So when someone with that specialized knowledge or expertise feel that he or she can offer a new product, or maybe he or she can offer the same product but at a lower cost. So when something new is there to offer with someone, that leads to the generation of a new idea. It triggers that why we should be going for a new project idea. And for this purpose, a panel is formed for the purpose of identifying the invest opportunities. See, every business, there is a saying that the key to successful business lies getting into the right business and also at the right time. If you enter into the right business at the right time, it can change your fortune, right? So a panel is formed in which we decide that what all we identify the various investment opportunities which are available to us. So for this, I hope it is clear. आइडिया कहाँ से जनरेट होगा? आइडिया वहां से जनरेट होगा अगर हम लोग बैठ के एक पैनल फॉर्म कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे हमारे पास जो हमारे स्पेशलाइज्ड हैंड्स हैं, दे आर टेलिंग अस कि उनके पास दे हैव समथिंग न्यू टू ऑफर, or if they don't have anything new, they have some technologies or they have some specializations which will help us in offering the same product which are right now we are catering. That same product can be introduced at a lower cost. So वहां से they will have something new will come up and then we will start working on that project. For this purpose, these tasks are carried out in order to come up with a creative idea. So in these tasks, first it includes stimulating the flow of ideas. What do you mean by the word stimulating? Stimulating means making anything active, right? किसी चीज को सक्रिय करना, उसे एक्टिव बनाए रखना. That is your. So how do you, whatever ideas are flowing, so that more and more ideas keep on flowing in. For that purpose, what do? We create a SWOT analysis. We make a SWOT analysis. Then there is a clear articulation of objectives. And the third one is fostering a conducive climate. SWOT analysis, this acronym everybody must be aware of. It stands for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So it is nothing but the internal and external analysis. As strength and weakness are related to your organization, and on the other hand, opportunities and threats, these are in regard to the external environment. So you have to build on your strength, you have to work on your weakness that is to be removed, and you have to grab the opportunity and you have to mitigate the threat, right? So SWOT analysis ho jata hai. After that, it is a kind of, this SWOT analysis acts as a base for generating the idea. Why? See, when you are working, when you're making that analysis, whether it is internal or external, you get to know that where you are lacking or what are your strengths. So when you know that you have some upper hand as compared to your other competitors, you can always work on that and you can take advantage of that. So you can make it more stronger and stronger and do some work on that particular area on your strength, so that you always outshine your competitors. But opportunity and threats, that is also where the gap is there. You can make advantage of that gap and you can work on that. If some threat is possibly available to your organization, to your firm, so that threat can be removed with the help of, suppose you know that some new technology will be adopted in near future. So you can always work on that and you can update your technology, or you can make your employees more trained with regard to the coming up new technology or updating the technology. For that purpose, you would be taking up a project. Next is clear articulation of objects. Clear articulation of projects means nothing. Articulation is what? Telling something very clearly so that there is no doubt. There is no dilemma, no doubt. Articulation means eloquent. That how did you articulate your thoughts? How clearly you conveyed your thoughts. So clear articulation of objective means whatever you want to achieve, whatever your objectives are, whether short term or long term, those objectives have to be very clear. If you have clearly mentioned those objectives, you have clearly defined your objectives, it will be very easy for the workers who are working on your project to achieve those objectives. But if you have some ambiguous objectives, then it doesn't become clear to the ones who are working on the project that what is to be actually achieved. It should not be a ambiguous objective. Like the objective is cost reduction or productivity improvement, increase in capacity utilization, be it anything, or you want to increase the profit margin. So these objectives need to be very clear, right? Next is fostering a conducive climate. Fostering means raising, promoting, right? And conducive means something favorable, very positive. So what you have to do to tap the creativity of the people and to harness the best of their urges and everything, to fetch best of your employees, you need to provide them a climate where they feel motivated and they feel encouraged, right? So if you take an example, Hindustan Lever, yeah, it is a very good example in context of India, because what do they use the suggestion schemes to motivate the employees. They ask them to think, and then they ask them to give their suggestions on one particular project or whatever things are there. So these kind of activities or these kind of things, it helps the employees in thinking more about it and then providing their ideas to the organization. Next comes monitoring the environment. Monitoring the environment means, see, our any business organization, it doesn't stand alone, right? It is existing in its business environment. So how your environment is responding, or how your organization is responding to the environment, it is all interlinked and it is two-way, right? So what is environment? Environment, we know it is dynamic, it is never static, right? It keeps on changing and it is partly controllable. If we talk about internal environment, that can be controlled to some extent, but external environment cannot be controlled. So it keeps on changing, so and it has a very high influence on your organization. So we need to scan the environment, we need to monitor the environment. Monitoring is nothing but जहाँ पे आप आपके environment को पूरा स्कैनिंग करते हो कि क्या चेंजेस आ रहे हैं और वो चेंजेस का आपके प्रोजेक्ट के ऊपर क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा. So that is known as monitoring the environment. इसके under the environment, there are many heads, many kinds of environments are included. Let's begin with economic sector or economic environment. What is economic environment? हमारी इकोनॉमी की स्टेट क्या है? What is our rate of growth? प्राइमरी सेक्टर कैसे ग्रो कर रहा है, सेकेंडरी सेक्टर कैसे कर रहा है, टेरिशरी सेक्टर कैसे कर रहा है. What is tertiary sector? I guess you must be aware it is service sector. Then what are the cyclical fluctuations? What is our economy status with respect to the global economy? हमारे ट्रेड सरप्लस में जा रहे हैं, डेफिसिट में जा रहे हैं. So all these components form the basis for economic sector. Then comes government sector. See what happens, government, time to time government keeps on conducting economic surveys and industrial policies, tax frames. It keeps on framing all this. Government keeps on framing. So from this we get to know कि how whether the new policy which has come into existence, it will be favoring us or it will not be favoring us. It will be against our industry or it will be in favor of our industry. Next is monitoring the okay, head was going same only. I thought I missed technological word here. The technological sector, that means what new technologies are coming up, what is the technical know-how, उसके लिए क्या स्किल्स चाहिए, whether the technology will be foreign or it will be indigenous. Indigenous means your native, स्वदेशी, जो आपके यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट कर रही है। तो आपके लिए विच वन विल बी बेटर टू अडेप्ट, अपने इधर के लिए जो ऑलरेडी है और द फॉरेन टेक्नोलॉजी। सो दैट डिपेंड्स, इट इज नॉट कि हमेशा बाहर की टेक्नोलॉजी बेटर होती है। समटाइम्स द इंडिजिनियस टेक्नोलॉजी और इंडिजिनियस थिंग्स आर more suitable for your project. Monitoring the socio-demographic sector. Socio-demographic sector includes your population trend क्या है, age shift क्या है, income distribution क्या है, education profile क्या है, employment of women क्या है. So that depends if somewhere it has some kind of impact on your project. Next is competition sector. Competition sector talks about how your competitors are performing. वो क्या कर रहे हैं, कितनी आपकी उस टाइप की फर्म्स ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट कर रही हैं उस इंडस्ट्री में, उनका मार्केट शेयर कितना है, एंड देन व्हाट आर द काइंड ऑफ होमोजेनिटी एंड डिफरेंशिएशन अमंग द प्रोडक्ट्स. होमोजेनिटी मींस द सिमिलरिटी कितनी है उनके प्रोडक्ट्स में और आपके प्रोडक्ट्स में, और डिफरेंशिएशन कितना है, इज देयर एनी डिफरेंशिएटर विद इन योर प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस. दैट मीन्स कोई ऐसा एट्रीब्यूट या फीचर आपके प्रोडक्ट में है जो आपको उनसे, इट विल मेक यू स्टैंड आउट फ्रॉम योर कंपेटिटर. ऐसा कुछ है या नहीं है, एंट्री बैरियर्स है या नहीं है, और इट इज एन ओपन एंट्री दैट एनीबडी कैन एंटर. क्या कंपैरिजन है क्वालिटी का, उनका प्राइस क्या है, उनकी अपील क्या है, हाउ फंक्शनली दे आर परफॉर्मिंग, यू नो व्हाट आर देयर मार्केटिंग प्रैक्टिसेस, हाउ दे आर प्रैक्टिसिंग. एंड देन कम्स सप्लायर. Supplier can be of your raw material supplier, the one who supplies you raw material, or the one who supplies you sub assemblies, or cost of energy, cost of money. These are all called as your suppliers. तो उनका कितना ड्यूरेबिलिटी है आपके suppliers का. Next comes corporate. See, first we did the stimulating of flow of ideas in generation of idea. Second, we did the monitoring the environment. After that, we have corporate appraisal. Corporate appraisal is what? It is nothing but appraising. It is also known as industrial appraisal. इसका मतलब है कि आप आपके कॉर्पोरेट को और इंडस्ट्री को अप्रेज करते हो, एनालाइज करते हो कि आप जो प्रोजेक्ट आइडिया लेके आ रहे हो वो आपकी इंडस्ट्री के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से वेदर इट इज सुटेबल और नॉट. सो इन दिस again there are some subheads. First one is marketing and distribution. That means marketing and distribution, how apt the idea is for market and how much it will be, how much will be the distribution cost. आपका प्रोडक्ट लाइन के अंदर फिट हो रहा है या अलग से कोई प्रोडक्ट लाइन आपको इंट्रोड्यूस करनी पड़ेगी. कस्टमर्स की लॉयल्टी है, ये although it is another point, customer loyalty can be included in another point also from consumer point of view. एंड मार्केटिंग डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कॉस्ट क्या रहेगी उसके लिए. इफ इट इज ऑफ वेरी, इट इन्वॉल्व्स वेरी हाई मार्केटिंग एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कॉस्ट. कोई ऐसा न्यू आइडिया आप लेके आ रहे हो, वेरी क्रिएटिव, वेरी इनोवेटिव, बट people are not aware regarding that thing which you will be introducing in the form of a product or in the form of a service. So for that you'll have to create, you'll have to push your marketing, you'll have to go beyond to make it aware on regional level and then national level. So it might include high distribution cost. So that distribution cost you'll have to check whether your firm or your company is able to meet those that cost or not. So you'll have to check with the resources. Next is production and operations. कि जो आपकी capacity है plant and machinery की, it is already running, maybe it is running on 80% of capacity. So only 20% is idle with you. So जो project आप लेके आ रहे हो, whether it will fit into that 20% or it will not fit into that, right? That is to be checked, because after that you cannot increase your capacity, or you'll have to reduce, reduce the existing production of some other product so that those resources can be made idle from there, and it can be, वो उनको आप नए इसमें use कर लो resources को. Availability of रॉ मटेरियल्स, सब असेंबलीज एंड पावर, वो आपको उनकी अवेलेबिलिटी कैसी है भी है नहीं है. डिग्री ऑफ वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन. सी देयर आर टू काइंड्स ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन, हॉरिजॉन्टल इंटीग्रेशन एंड वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन. Vertical integration means, I would like to take an example. Suppose I have a sugarcane factory, sugar mill, right? So what is उसमें मेरा raw material क्या होता है? Sugar canes, that means fields, and मेरा after that my product is sugar, it gives me. तो what can be done कि मैं मेरा जो raw material आ रहा है मैं I also adopt, और मे बी I have molasses उसमें से निकलता है, और वो molasses जो निकलता है it is also used in the paper industry, उसको वहाँ पे भी यूज करते हैं. So I can do one thing कि मैं एक पेपर मिल भी लगा लूँ ताकि उसमें से जो आउटपुट मेरा निकल के आ रहा है शुगर बनने के बाद से एक्स्ट्रा वेस्टेज, that can be used in the paper mill, right? Or I can do one more thing, that I contract or I buy some land, maybe 100 acres or 500 acres, from where I can grow my own sugar canes. So it is like कि आपका जो इधर रॉ मटेरियल या जहाँ पे उसका आगे आउटपुट जो यूज हो रहा है उन सब में आप इंटीग्रेट कर लो, उन सब के साथ आपका इंटीग्रेशन हो. इंटीग्रेशन इन द सेंस कि you have control on your back supply also and the forward outcome also. Then next is locational advantage. क्या है? आपकी कहीं लोकेशन का अगर आपके पास ऐसी जगह है कि where that product like your factory is established in Maharashtra where they have it is called that plateau has black soil and which is very good for your jute production. So there you can come up with a project. So that would be an additional locational advantage to you. Then cost structure, obviously cost structure is to be taken care of. Then R&D. R&D means project idea जो आप लेके आए हो, whether it can be further improved, उसमें आगे कोई research के कोई development के कोई chances हैं, कोई scope है या नहीं है. न्यू प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट का ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड आप मेंटेन करोगे, उसकी टेस्टिंग वेस्टिंग जो भी पॉसिबल होगा, ऑल दोज विल बी डन. देन कॉर्पोरेट रिसोर्सेज एंड पर्सोनल, इट मींस द वर्कर्स और लेबर्स विच विल बी यूजिंग. लेबर रिक्वायरमेंट क्या रहेगी आपकी प्रोजेक्ट की, whether it will be a labor intensive project, this idea which you are bringing, or it will be a capital intensive project. अगर लेबर इंटेंसिव होता है तो किस टाइप के एम्प्लॉइज पर्सोनल यू विल बी नीडिंग, उनकी क्या स्किल्स होनी चाहिए, क्या उनका नॉलेज होना चाहिए, क्या उनका टेक्निकल हैंड होना चाहिए या नहीं होना चाहिए. So all these things are to be taken care of. Then next comes financial and accounting. Financial and accounting means कि हम लोगों का जो कैश फ्लो का सिस्टम है, जो टैक्स सिस्टम है, जो कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल है, कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर है, वो सुटेबल होगा या नहीं होगा उस प्रोजेक्ट आइडिया के लिए, उसको कितना फाइनेंस चाहिएगा, कितने फंड चाहिएंगे, क्या होगा, तो वो हमारे लिए कैसे वर्क करेगा. Whether it will be like we can go with it or we cannot go with it. Equity capital से काम चल जाएगा या we'll have to borrow something, and if we borrow, what will be the position of our firm. We cannot just go blindly with one project. It has to be supported financially also by the corporate. Corporate means our organization, right? So after this, what happens? We have some tools then for identifying investment opportunities. हम लोगों को पता लग गया investment opportunities का. Then after that, we need to apply those tools to check, like to analyze that opportunity, right? So first one is Porter's 5 forces model, we call it. You must have covered it in your first semester also, I guess. So in this, what do we do? This 5 forces model, it helps us in analyzing profit potential of an industry depending upon the strength of threat, the potential entrants, and the substitutes, suppliers, buyers, and there's a industry rivalry among existing ones. See, इसमें हम क्या ले रहे हैं? 5 force. First one is our potential entrants, that is the threat of new entrants. That means we already entered. What if that market is already saturated, कि already वहाँ पे demand कम and supply इतनी ज़्यादा हो गई है कि there are so many firms already supplying the same product. So there is no point then. All the new entrants keep on coming and coming. Then you know that there is no barrier on entry. So if new entrants keep on coming, your supply will keep on increasing. That would ultimately make your business vulnerable. So on the other hand, then there is another strength which we need to check. That is the bargaining power of buyers. How good the buyers are in bargaining for your product. Suppose you are marketing it at 500 rupees, but what is their bargaining power? Bargaining power will also include the purchasing power of buyers. कि उनकी purchasing power कितनी है and वो किस level तक negotiate करेंगे. So you know that you have marked it 500, but ultimately it will be sold by 300, even if they are able to bring it down to 200 rupees. Then we have suppliers, the bargaining power of suppliers. That is like how, what kind of strength you have, whether you are able to do a good bargaining power. It depends on your qualities also, that how good enough you are to bargain with your suppliers. You can ask them for more credit, or there are some suppliers who are very rigid, they are ready to deal only in cash. See, even if getting in terms of raw material, you are getting a credit of 1 month, it is a big thing. So it gives you some time to make a rotation, that cycle can be continued. Then there are the threat of substitute products. If obviously more entrants are there, more firms are there, then more substitute products are there. So it acts as a threat. So on basis of all this, you decide then what is the position, what position will be there of your project idea which you are trying to introduce. The industry rivalry among existing firms means इंडस्ट्री में दो तरह का बिहेवियर होता है. There are many firms in one industry. It can be rivalry. Rivalry means जहाँ cut throat competition है, they go on to any extent to pull each other down. और एक होता है cordial, you know, conducive environment होता है कि नहीं, you also do your business and we are also doing our business, so they nothing to do with each other, so there is not much botheration. बट यहाँ पे आपको चेक करना पड़ेगा कि क्या राइवलरी का इस इंडस्ट्री में क्या रहेगा, जिस इंडस्ट्री में हम नया प्रोजेक्ट एंटर करना चाह रहे हैं, राइट. देयर इज वन मोर टूल that is called as life cycle approach. Life cycle approach, see, every product has four cycles, four phases you must be aware of. First is finding stage, that is your introduction stage. Then comes your growth stage, and third one is your maturity stage, and last one is your decline stage. In PLC you must be knowing it. So what happens in finding stage? So you can also see कि हर स्टेज हमारे पास इन्वेस्टमेंट और नेट प्रॉफिट का एक डिफरेंट एंगल रिप्रेजेंट करता है, राइट. सो इन दिस, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ लाइफ साइकिल अप्रोच ऑल्सो यू कैन मेक एनालिसिस कि आपका प्रोडक्ट जो है, इट विल बी, व्हेन इट विल बी इन द पाइनिंग स्टेज, तब कंपटीशन ज्यादा होगा, प्रोडक्ट और टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं होती है, राइट. तो आपको ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट चाहिएगी, प्रॉफिट मार्जिन विल बी लेस. But once it will be entering the growth stage, there will be a significant expansion in terms of sales and profits. एकदम से उसका मार्केट टेपिंग बढ़ जाता है, तो it takes a growth. उसमें रैपिड ग्रोथ में आपको you get lots of your sales turnover increases and your profit also increases. Then coming to the maturity stage, there you become your product gets established, it gets well accepted, it has some, you know, it is known as then a developed product. So where there are no investments are needed, you are just earning, you are bearing the fruit which you have already sown earlier in introduction stage, and maybe you have made some investments in growth stage also where it was required to push the marketing and all that. Next comes decline stage. Decline stage में क्या होता है? There is introduction of new products आ जाते हैं, नई टेक्नोलॉजी आ जाती है, लोगों की, कस्टमर्स की टेस्ट प्रेफरेंस चेंज हो जाते हैं. So your sales ultimately eventually it starts declining. लोगों में उसकी acceptability कम हो जाती है because they find a better and new substitute. or maybe it's been many years, so their taste have also changed. So because of that, then your product starts, your sales and your profit starts declining. So at this stage, then you decide कि अब आपको continue करना है or you have to withdraw your product from the market. Fine. So these two tools generally which we use are Porter's 5 force model and the life cycle approach, which will help us in analyzing the opportunity cost. So that's all for today. Tomorrow we'll be continuing with the scouting for project ideas. So is it clear so far?
Yes, ma'am.